Hey everyone, welcome to this month's marketing pop-up from your friends at Whole Growth Partners. My name is Jessica Jacobsen, strategy consultant and director of business development for Whole Growth Partners, and we're excited to share some great content with you today. But before we get started, you'll notice a QR code at the bottom of the page. If you have any questions about today's content or have a burning marketing question that you want to ask, go ahead and give that a scan and our team will get right back to you. We're going to pose the question today: does your message tell the right story, either through the words that you use or the imagery you've selected to support those words? Are you communicating the right story to the types of clients that you would love to work with? In today's pop-up, we'll cover who do you want to be, from a marketing perspective, that is. How to shift your marketing mindset from broad and ineffective to targeted and efficient. We're going to talk about real estate that you already own. And last but not least, how will you know it's working? Let's dive in. Here at Whole Growth Partners, when we onboard a new client, we spend a lot of time getting to know the advisor and their vision for the future. Some of the questions we ask: are you crystal clear about your service offerings and how you differentiate yourself from other competitors? It's also really important that your team can articulate this, as they're likely on the front lines of any prospect phone call or inquiry. Next is, do you have conviction about the value that you and your team give to clients? If you don't believe it, it's hard to get anyone else to believe it as well. Okay, this one might be the most important, but also the most challenging for a lot of advisors. How specific is your target market? And spoiler alert, it can't be retirees or pre-retirees, because my friends, that is literally the whole world. So we have a lot of advisors that say, if I market to this target market, won't that keep this other group from working with me? And I have great news. You can work with all different types of people. But when it comes to marketing, if you're trying to use generic messaging to speak to everyone, you'll end up attracting no one. So it might be time to shift your marketing mindset from broad and unfocused to targeted and efficient. Let's talk about creating your own marketing campaigns. As many of you know, I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is home to sneaker giant Nike. I use them as an example quite a bit because they do such an incredible job of taking a product, sneakers, and making it so desirable to each of their target markets. Now, if Nike went to market and said, we sell shoes, they probably would sell some shoes, but instead they create a whole vibe around each of the different target markets that they have. So let's look at some examples. In this campaign for the NFL, we have football players at the height of their career with a headline, "Fast is Faster," to help sell football cleats. In this campaign for the Women's World Cup, we have aspirational imagery and headlines with the goal of not just raising awareness for the women's U.S. national soccer team, but also to sell cleats to that next generation of soccer players. Last but not least, we've got basketball, and this is in an effort to sell sneakers both to the player and fans alike. Now, here's an example of taking a global institution like Nike and how they whittle down to create a campaign to attract a specific type of person. So we've got Nike. They love soccer. They sell soccer shoes. That's great. They want to target women who play soccer. So they build a campaign all around the Women's World Cup. Now, they could go even further to talk about the school-aged shoes that they sell for girls soccer. They could talk about high school. They could talk about college. They could talk about people that play in rec leagues. The more specific that they get, the more effective that campaign is. Now, I know we are not Nike, so let's give an example of how you can get even more targeted in the types of clients that you help to become more effective and efficient with your marketing. So we've got you. And let's say you like to work in the medical space, and specifically doctors. Let's go one step closer. We can talk about surgeons. We could go even deeper into medical school in first 5 years, private practice, nonprofit. The more specific that you get and support that with reflective imagery and copy talking about the problems that you know these people have and how you solve them in a different way than your competitors, that's when we start to get to the really good stuff. Okay, now you're super clear on the services you provide, the value they bring, and how to target those very specific individuals and families. Now it's time to put it to work. So let's talk about your marketing real estate. And it's not real estate in terms of a second home or rental properties. Your marketing real estate comprises all of the areas that you have complete control over the look, feel, and words used to explain who you are and why someone should work with you. So, your digital footprint is the first thing that usually pops into people's minds when we talk about your marketing real estate. If you haven't had a chance to check out last month's marketing pop up, there's a QR code in the center of the screen. Go ahead and give that a scan, and you can learn the 3 digital essentials we recommend every advisor has. Next up, all the ways that you communicate with your clients. Number 1, that giant billboard in Times Square is your email signature. It needs to be polished, professional, and consistent across your entire team. It's also a great place to show off a new award. So that Forbes or Barron's graphic, that's a great place to put it. It's also a great way to make it easier to do business with you. Is there a scheduler link that you can include to make it easier for clients to get on your calendar? How about an upload link so they can securely share documents with you? This is prime real estate. Don't sleep on this opportunity. Also, email templates, just additional ways that you can reinforce the branding that you've invested in. One of the most profitable areas of marketing real estate is your client and prospect experience. As a firm, do you have set client service standards? Do you understand the journey that any prospect will take when engaging with your firm? Are all of your marketing materials that they might see along the way as polished and professional as those of your competitors? Constantly evaluating the way that prospects and clients engage with your firm will allow for you to retain control of the way that they perceive you and the services that you provide. Okay, so you've done all the things. You know who you are. You know the services that you provide and how you do them differently. You have a lot of conviction around all the value that you and your team give to the families that you work with. You've communicated that to clients with consistency in a really polished and professional brand aesthetic. And you are mapping out to make sure every step of the way your prospects and your clients are happy and perceiving your firm in the right way. Just like my girl Whitney asks, how will you know it's working? Well, Whitney, you'll know it's working because you'll be getting better, more targeted referrals. If somebody knows that you are uniquely positioned to solve the problems of a specific group of people, it makes you instantly more referable. The referrer will have more confidence in introducing you to their colleagues, friends, and family because their trust is already established. You may also find that your sales cycle is considerably faster. Our experience has been working with advisors in the fee-based planning space that when they take the time to elevate those materials that they're showing along the prospect journey so that they're polished and professional, they get from that first introduction to a yes with far more efficiency. There's also an accelerated rate of trust. If I'm visiting a website for the first time and right front and center, it's saying all the things that I am thinking, it recognizes the challenge that I face and tells me right off the bat that it has a solution to help me navigate that challenge, I'm already bought in. Before I even sit down with the professional, I've already decided in the back of my mind that I should trust them because it feels like they already know me. So don't miss this opportunity to leverage all of your marketing real estate to build that trust even before you get the chance to meet a prospect. Okay, are you ready to get started but not exactly sure where to begin? Give that QR code on your screen a scan and download our free campaign builder worksheet. It will help you get clear around the type of language that you want to use to support attracting that ideal client. And if you want to run your progress by a group of like-minded marketing professionals, we invite you to join our next community session with members of the WGP team, as well as peers from across the country. The next community session will be Tuesday, April 9th at 12 noon Central. If you visit the video description below, you'll find a link to the calendar for this and future sessions. We would love to have you join us. And if you're ready to stop marketing just for marketing's sake, we'd love to have a conversation on ways that we can work together. You can reach us at info@wholegrowthpartners.com or scan the calendar QR code below. Find time on my calendar. I'd love to meet with you and learn more about your marketing goals for the year to come. From the entire team at Whole Growth Partners, thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks.